Thank you so much. Perfect.
That was so beautiful, Carla. I love getting to hear the excitement in her voice and to feel how exciting it is that she is able to just share that energy. And I know you can feel it even through the screen, wherever you are joining us from. I want to welcome you to Unity of Dallas, where we are a positive path for spiritual living, where we are free of judgment and full of love. This is a very unique live streaming broadcast today. It is our first time to be live streaming to an open audience. There are not people joining us here in the sanctuary, but there are many people joining us from around the world, many live streamers. And Reverend James, shout out to him. He's watching us out there in the world too. And we want to just join together energetically because community during this time is one of the most important things that we can be putting an emphasis on. Connecting to ourselves, connecting to our higher power, connecting to God. Let's read our opening statement together. There is only presence and one power active in my life and in the universe. God, the good, omnipotent. So, during this time, how are you helping to insulate yourself from the fear and the hype and to surround yourself instead by the truth and the understanding of what's going on with our world? We actually hosted a live streaming event this past Tuesday night called The Corona Crisis, Insulate Yourself from Fear and Hype. And it was very, very helpful to understand more about some tips and techniques that you can be using right there at home to keep yourself safe and protected during this time. And we joined together with 3 therapists from D2 Counseling and also had Dr. Casanova, the president of the Dallas Medical Society, join us. And then I myself was able to share about a vitamin regimen that everybody can be on to boost their immune systems. That vitamin regimen you can find in detail along with dosages. That is on our outreach tab at unitydallas.org. During this time, make sure that you are following the guidance that our counselors gave us, which was stay connected to community. So here at Unity of Dallas, we have come up with some very great tools and techniques for you to do just that digitally. So unityofdallas.org is #1 go-to for events, Zoom classes, updates on date changes, ways that you can get involved. E-News is a newsletter that goes out on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Make sure you're on the mailing list for that. There are also underlined clickable links that you can click into to see more details about any of the events and to understand more about what's going on. Social media is an awesome way to be connected to people. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, they're constantly updated every single day. I personally love the Instagram page. There are very inspirational quotes that are posted daily, and it's a wonderful thing to be able to see during this time where we are seeing so many other things that are, spreading more about the fear that's around us. We know this truth of where we are, but we also know that we need to rise above it and be more understanding. Mobile app itself for Unity of Dallas is a very great way to join everything together, from the e-news, from all of the things that are posted on Unity of Dallas, and also the social media links. The download instructions for that are on e-news and on our website, unitydallas.org. You'll be seeing quite a few more classes that have the Zoom link to them. That's because that's a digital platform that we'll be able to start sharing more about our events. And if you need help on learning how to run that, then you can email emt@unitydallas.org. They'll also be sending you meeting invitations. If you have any classes that you're interested in joining, just send an email to that email, emt@unitydallas.org, and they'll send you much more instructions about how to get involved with those classes. Okay, a couple of upcoming events that we have for you are the Quest for Presence, Recovering Time with Dr. Joel Bennett. This will be starting this next Tuesday evening, March 24th. It will be a 3-part series, March 24th, March 31st, and April 6th. Dr. Joel Bennett has 20 years of experience in speaking about time and spiritual health, and he's also led many Unity spiritual retreats. This is an amazing event. It's about learning a new language of time. We have a video to show you about this, and that way you can understand more about it. I know I am excited about learning how to recover some time. Okay, another event that you're going to want to put on your schedule is April 20th through the 24th. This is the SEE week. This is Spiritual Education and Enrichment. Some of us lovingly refer to it as Spiritual Boot Camp. It is going to be a Zoom-only event. We are going to be very, very connected and getting to know each other very well during this time. A wonderful community to get involved with. Be sure to register for this and other classes on the website, unitydallas.org. All class descriptions are under the Events tab. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michaela Perkins, and not only am I here to co-lead the sermon today, but as you can see from my stole, I am acting as an honorary prayer chaplain for you this morning. So let's draw our attention to the prayer chest. This is where all of our congregants can send in prayer requests, and we pray over them here, and then we send them on to Unity Village to be prayed over for 30 days. So I invite you to just close your eyes and join me in prayer. Sweet Spirit, we open our hearts to the prayer requests, both in and outside of this chest, knowing that in this time of need, love shall prevail. Knowing that all that is in this chest, all that is in our hearts is true. Through Spirit, all is healed. And through Spirit, all is well. And so it is. Amen.
Together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us wherever we are. God is, and all is well. Thank you, God.
Good morning, all. My name is Ernesto. I serve in the RG2 leadership group here at Unity Dallas. As we become centered and prayerful today to have a positive impact in the world, this is a verse that I really believe is incredibly important for current times. It's been a source of comfort for me through many times in many different parts of the world, and I think it's very timely just given what we're going through. I hope you find comfort in it. The verse is found in Philippians chapter 4, 6, and 7. Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God your needs and don't forget to thank Him for answers. If you do this, you will experience God's peace, which is far more wonderful than the human mind can even understand. His peace will keep your thoughts and your hearts quiet and at rest as you trust in Christ Jesus. Thank you.
Thank you so much. What a blessing. And what a beautiful name, Impending Bloom, for some beautiful music. Here at Unity of Dallas, we love prayer and meditation. It's a great opportunity to open our hearts and open our mind to receive that divine download that lets us know what is ours to do. So today I'm going to be leading you through just a short meditation, but I invite you, maybe if your kids are making some noise, to shut that door, find your comfortable space. And if you're feeling willing, close your eyes with me. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. One more deep breath in and sigh. Go ahead and start that deep, steady breath. Feel how the air coming in through your nose is cool, how it's warmed inside of your body, and then with blessings sent back out into the universe. With every breath, feel any tension residing in your body be released. Let go of any worry, any lingering thoughts from this week. In this moment, you are meant to be here. As you keep that breath going, feel your heart start to open. If your heart was a flower, let the breeze of your breath open its petals. To feel that sunlight. To soak up that goodness that is all around you, like it's sunlight. Feel your body radiating and buzzing with this light and love. And with every out-breath, begin to send that beautiful energy out into the world. Knowing that all over the country right now, people are breathing with you. As you give your love, you receive. You are whole, you are perfect, and you are loved. And as you begin to bring this attention that you have back to your body, back to your heart, know that that is your truth. And when you are ready, I invite you to open your eyes and with an open heart, hear the sermon we have for you today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michaela. That was beautiful. Thank you for that heart-opening meditation. My name is Julia Caldwell, and I am one of the leaders of the Regeneration Group, or better known as RG2, here at the Unity of Dallas. And we want to welcome you to, as Layla said before, one of the first live stream services that we are offering here at the Unity of Dallas. And unfortunately, it is coming at quite a trying time, but we're able to connect with you in such a beautiful way, so thank you for tuning in and being here with us today. And I want to give a little shout out to my millennials as well. Guess what? All of those things that we got judged for, all the avocados that we've eaten, the time that we've spent on our phones, we finally get to use it today. Welcome. And for those of you who are young at heart, as I know all of you are, thank you so much for adapting to this change and being able to use technology in a positive way. As I mentioned before, we are in a very trying time. The COVID-19 crisis has shut down cities all over the nation. And I've spent a lot of time on social media, as I'm prone to do, and I've been seeing a lot of people turning to fear and anger at the government, anger towards families and friends who don't share the same belief systems as them, a lot of anxiety about what's going to happen with their jobs, their homes, their families. I myself have been out of work the last week, working for a job that will not pay me during this time. I have a lot of friends who work in the restaurant industry, the hospitality industry, and many other places that are being affected. So we're all at a loss, we're all struggling right now, and that is inducing a lot of fear. And then, of course, there are people who are in denial about the seriousness of this epidemic. And, I myself have been experiencing some fear just 2 weeks ago when we jumped forward an hour in time. I noticed that my body wasn't feeling the way that I usually feel, which is very energetic and upbeat. I was feeling very foggy and exhausted, and I got really scared, like, oh my gosh, I think I have the corona. And I had to take myself back and have a little bit of awareness and realize that I wasn't experiencing any of the symptoms. But that fear that I was experiencing from all of the rest of the energy and the things that I was taking in during this time was starting to affect my consciousness in a way that I, too, succumbed to this grand fear scheme that we are experiencing right now. And as I observed my thoughts and came into mindfulness, I asked myself, what is mine to do? And I realized very quickly that though my income was going to be completely cut off, I needed to self-quarantine. I needed to take responsibility. And in that time, I've found that I and the rest of the people in our community are able to connect to each other and connect to ourselves and connect to spirit in a way that we might not have been able to before. And so I was asking myself, what do we need more of? And I think, as Ernesto mentioned a verse in Philippians chapter 4 about grace, and we even talked about grace, Carla sung about grace earlier, and I think that's what we need to go back to is grace. And remembering that through the power of grace that our Creator has given us, we can get through anything, including this virus that we're experiencing. So I want to ask you, what is Spirit asking you to do right now? Is it more Netflix? Is it sitting on the beach? Because that's what a lot of people are doing right now is they're ignoring this. But I want you to really get deep, dig deep, and see what is Spirit asking me to do. And no judgment about the beaches and everything. I understand that a lot of people want to experience life and be able to still experience these things. But let's take a step back and, like in the middle school dances where you had to have your arms out. I'll turn this way so you guys can see me, your arms at arm's length when you were dancing with your partner. Let's pull out that measuring tape and go about 6 feet, okay? And be a little responsible here. But ultimately, that when we start to show that respect for our fellow humans and that humanity, that grace that God has given us does shine into our life. And like I said, I've spent the last week in quarantine myself, and I've been thinking about what it is that I can do and go back to meditating. I've been making food for myself. I've been sitting at home and praying a lot. And Jesus actually taught us that through prayer and meditation, all things are possible. And we also are challenged in these moments to relinquish our control of the situations. And I mean, how often do we really do that? How often are we really relinquishing our control? Even on vacation, sometimes we really don't even let ourselves relax. And although we've been given kind of a voluntold staycation from the government, how can we let ourselves decompress? And in that, I feel like we can start to focus on what it is that we should be putting into our lives. Here at the Unity of Dallas, we've been reading Don Miguel Ruiz's Circle of Fire during our yearly book study. And in the 6th chapter of his book, Don Miguel Ruiz talks about inner silence. And hopefully, if you are caught up, I know that some of our book studies have gone to Zoom. Some of them have been postponed, but I'm hoping that you've read this chapter. And if you haven't and you would like something to read during this time, please check out this book. It's really, really wonderful, especially during this time. And he talks about inner silence and how we can connect to ourselves and connect to spirit and change the reality that we are seeing. So Don Miguel Ruiz actually says, you don't need to live in a nightmare anymore. You can live in heaven. It is your choice. So it's your choice how you're feeling in this moment. While I'm seeing a lot of fear and anxiety, I'm also seeing a lot of hope. Seeing yoga teachers doing live stream classes through social media, teachers offering free learning materials for children who are out of school. And I'm also seeing those who have an abundance of wealth, which we all have, but who maybe have an excess of wealth, donating to mutual aids. And those with an abundance of time stepping in to offer up and take care of people's children who are working in nurses, the grocery stores, hospitals, etc. And we're all searching for answers during this time as well, and I think that if we were to able to tap into that love, tap into heaven, maybe we'll find the answers that we're looking for. I have a 10-year-old niece. She's not my blood niece. She's my best friend's daughter. And I remember a couple of years ago when I was helping her learn how to read, she was looking at the word great and the spelling for the word of the number 8 and asked me, why are these two words that look so different, pronounced the same? And I looked at her and I told her, I studied the English language for 4 years in college. I have a degree in it. I'm, supposed to be a master of the English language, and I don't even have an answer for you right now. And during this time, as we're looking to our loved ones, to those in the government, in the hospitals, looking for answers, what we need to remember is we don't have all of the answers right now, and that's okay. We had a panel interview, which Layla mentioned, on Tuesday night. You can go onto the Unity of Dallas page and check it out if you missed it on Tuesday. And we realized that this is not a Texas challenge. It is not just the United States. It is a worldwide challenge that we are facing right now. And so what does Spirit have to say? What nudges are we getting from our Creator? And what do we have to learn from the fear that we are experiencing? So what can you do to not live in your nightmare anymore? How can you live in heaven? The first thing is, it's what you're putting into your consciousness during this time. I myself love streaming Netflix just as much as the next person, but maybe we can pick up a book. The Bible, A Course in Miracles, anything by Yogananda, or really anything that's going to bring positivity to your life right now. What kind of food can we be feeding ourselves? And also, how can we use technology that we've been given to connect with one another? And also in this Lenten season, today is actually, the word for today is grace. And Ernesto read that wonderful verse, Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 through 7. Don't worry about anything, instead pray about everything. Are you praying about everything right now? Are you meditating on what's going on? Are you taking a step away from the news and asking yourself, what can I take from this and what positivity can I see? A Course in Miracles states, grace is the natural state of every son of God. When he is not in a state of grace, he is out of his natural environment and does not function well. Everything he does becomes a strain because he was not created for the environment he is made. The environment that so many of us are creating right now is an environment in which we cannot thrive, an environment of fear. And I ask you to remember the grace that God gave us. The Son dying on the cross, the freedom of the Jews in Egypt. How can we find grace in this moment and know that with God's grace, with our Creator's love and that abundance of love and light, we will thrive in this moment? The Christ in us does not grow through love, or grow through fear, but through love. If instead of worrying about panicking about the unknown, we see peace instead of panic, love instead of fear, grace instead of force, we will expand our ability to rise through this time and shine our light in the darkness. Don Miguel Ruiz at the end of this chapter mentions that light carries all the wisdom and the information of the universe. Light is a messenger, and the message is life. It is life that creates the stars. It is life that creates the atoms in our body. It is life that is the messenger of the word. Life is a force. It is pure energy, and it is the real you. How can you get back to the real you today during this time? How can you find that peace, that light, that love that is ever present, that silver lining during what seems like the darkest of times? There is a light at the end of that tunnel, I promise you. And I also assure you, we will get over this quicker than James has healed his shoulder injury. So, do you agree that we need to choose peace over panic? And if you're nodding your head yes, you can go on ahead and nod your head yes at home. And if you believe that we are here to step into love instead of fear, and I welcome my partner in crime today, Michaela Perkins, to expand on that. So, Michaela.
Thank you so much, Julia. Talk about a divine download, right? She is amazing. Thank you. So today, with the situation that we're facing as a nation right now, not just a nation, but an entire world, the term social distancing is being used a lot. But I want you to think about this. Is that the intention behind what we're doing? No, not really. We want to physically distance ourselves, by all means, to keep us safe. However, we want to socially stay connected. We want to maintain those intentional conversations so that we know we are not alone. Because it is in isolation that most people find fear. And it is in fear that people begin to panic. A lot of people are choosing panic over peace without even realizing it. And it starts with our thoughts. Some of the thoughts I've experienced that maybe you can relate with me at home are, like Julia was saying, oh my gosh, what if I get sick? I hate being stuck in my house. I will only be happy when this virus is over. That's a really tricky one to get stuck in. I will only be happy if. Here at Unity, we have something called the 5 principles, and our third Unity principle is based on the fact that your thoughts create your reality. And if we make our happiness in our head out to be something that is conditional on our outer world instead of our inner world, you might find yourself waiting for a very long time before you ever experience that happiness, when really it is yours to claim today. That happiness is here for you. You just have to choose it. And all we really need to do to start seeing this is to see through a lens of love. The chapter that I'm doing on, it's the 7th chapter of the book Julia was speaking of, and it's called The Wedding Day. And I kind of was a little questioning James on this one when he gave me the wedding chapter. Granted, I'm 19 years old and am nowhere close to getting married. But as I continued to read, I understood it wasn't a literal wedding, more of a metaphysical metaphor for a commitment to love. So this idea of the wedding day is the idea that today is the best day of your life. Today is the day that you are making a commitment to love without conditions, to love and ask for nothing in return, to love through sickness and health, to see nothing but the best in your partner. Except the mix-up with this metaphor is that your partner isn't limited to that person standing at the altar. You are committing to loving your entire life and everyone in it. And at the center of that is yourself. Today is your wedding day, and today you are committing to love. So I'm going to ask you to say that with me. It is so important that we speak our truth into existence. So on the count of 3, we're going to say, today is my wedding day. 1, 2, 3. Today is my wedding day. Yes. Know that you did not say that alone. Today is your wedding day. Today we are making a commitment to love. Today, we are deciding to live our life in complete communion with love. To love for no reason, because when we do this, every action, every thought, every word that comes out of your mouth is an expression of love. And the beautiful thing about love is that it's the answer to everything. Love conquers fear, it conquers doubt, it conquers insecurity, and this illusion of lack that most of us carry is the answer to that. So I know I've painted a pretty rosy picture for you about the wedding day and what all that's about, but if you think about weddings, it really is a contract. It's a lovely contract, but you are committing to doing X amount of things for your partner, loving them in this way. So let's take a look at what the contract looks like for this metaphor of the wedding that we have. What do we need to do to commit to a life of love? To commit to love means to look around you and see nothing but beauty. That includes looking at the people in your life and seeing nothing but their greatness, no matter what they are showing you in that moment. They are whole and they are love. There's a really beautiful quote in this chapter, and he tells us how can we do this? How can we see the best in people, no matter what they're doing? The quote is, "It doesn't matter what is coming out of their mouths. You can see what is behind their emotional wounds. Behind the anger, the hate, the jealousy, you can see that all those emotions coming out of them are just a result of being abused. Mostly by themselves, because of little or no self-esteem." Feel that for a minute. How powerful would it be to walk throughout life with the understanding that people are good, but they experience abuse, and sometimes they act from fear, but that does not define them. They can always return to love. And when you walk around with that understanding, it becomes naturally a little difficult to be angry with people because you get it. You empathize with them. You understand that we all have wounds. The next part that Don Miguel Ruiz goes into is he starts talking about forgiveness. And this was an area that I questioned for a while because I was reading the chapter and there was a sentence that stuck out to me, and it said, "In a life full of love, you do not need forgiveness." And my instinct was to want to call up Dawn and be like, I'm not sure about that. I've been told all my life forgiveness is essential. It's a part of love. But all I needed to do was keep reading. With most misunderstandings, all you need to do is keep listening. He went on to say that in a life full of love, where you truly bring that love into your body and into your life and let it course through you, all is healed. All is well. There is no wound that's left open to experience hurt, so there's no need to forgiveness. There's no need for forgiveness because there's nothing left. There's nothing wrong to forgive. Through Spirit, all is healed. Now, these are really great tactics to use with other people in your life. But remember how I said you have to love yourself too? Yeah, that's a huge part of this contract. And these are great things you can use for yourself as well. But it would be breaking our contract to say, I'm going to love everything outside of me, everyone outside of me, but I'm going to deny myself that love. That's breaking the contract. To choose self-love is to renounce the way you used to treat yourself. To say, you know what? I'm done. I am done judging myself. I am done punishing myself. I am claiming the love that is my birthright. Love is your birthright. All you have to do is choose love. It is already yours to have. It's already within you. It is a conscious choice. And when we start to do this, when we start to not only choose love as something in our head, but in our hearts, really feel that and experience it in our life, there's a fountain effect that happens. Suddenly that love is bursting from your eyes and blessing everything you see. It's in every person, it's in every place. It is the best kind of overwhelmed you will ever feel. When was the last time you felt overwhelmed with the goodness of this world? It could be today, because today is your wedding day, and today we are choosing love. Now I know, trust me, I know that sometimes in this life we are given ridiculously hard times, and things happen that we never saw coming. One of them, most people can say they didn't see this coming, what we're going through right now. However, like I said earlier, you create your reality. You are the one who writes your story. What we do as humans is we take these facts, these information pieces that we see, but we are the one who creates that nightmare. As Julia was saying, we are the ones that say, I'm going to live in hell, when really you could be living in heaven. You could be choosing love over fear in this very moment. And something that Don Miguel Ruiz says in his book is you can't serve two masters. You can't have, well, if I had two hands, you can't have love in this hand and fear in this hand and serve both equally. No, if you want to master either one, you must choose. So let's just take fear and throw it out the window. It does not serve us in this moment. Today is your wedding day, and today you choose love for you, your family, and this world, because love heals all. Thank you so much for opening your hearts and your minds to receive the love that is here and with you today. Now we are going to, with open hearts, enjoy some beautiful music.
Impending Bloom. Good morning, virtual congregation. It's glad to see you this morning. I can't help but have a wonderful time with you all. Welcome, Impending Bloom. We've heard Cornell play his flutes many times, but this is the first time we've had the entire ensemble with us this morning. What a treat. They play at arts fairs and in concert all over North Texas. And they'll be back in just a few minutes, but right now, let's go back to Michaela and Julia to see for a few more additional comments.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. So as you can see, Michaela and I had a little bit of a costume change. Since you've been tuning in, you've noticed that Reverend James is not with us today. He is actually doing the last little bits of his final ordination, and to honor him, as you know, he's very theatrical, we decided to dress up. Michaela, if you want to take a little spin.
Oh yes, Cowboy James in the house.
And caution tape James from when he hurt his shoulder. And by the way, James, it is extremely difficult to move, so I apologize for like 3 weeks ago when I tied you up like this. So we wanted to carry on the theme of Lenten season and talk about fasting and feasting. So, Michaela?
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to talk real quick about grace. Grace is our word today. And the love we get shown can yield positive actions when we choose to live in grace.
Amazing, thank you. And so, don't be anxious, but everything in prayer. That's like what we were talking about today in the verse. And so what this epidemic has shown us is how to be resourceful and resilient. So one of our phrases is going to be fast from being rigid and feast on resilience. How your spirit, your mind, and your body and your soul fuel resilience during this time. And that's through meditation, through prayer, and through positive action.
We're also going to choose to fast from chaos. Take a step back. Don't get stuck in the chaos of the world right now. Instead, let's feast on order, divine order. Everything that's going on is happening for a reason. It is divinely guided, always.
Absolutely. And finally, we are going to fast from stress and feast on serenity. When we choose to let go and let God do his work, we are able to find peace. And so I want you to join us. If you will rub your hands together, I just love doing this because you can feel the energy when you pull your hands apart. And join me in the serenity prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen, and namaste.
Oh, thank you. That was so beautiful, so exciting to get to hear so many nuggets of truth and wisdom. Exactly what my spirit needed. It was so nourishing. One of Edwin Gaines' spiritual laws is to tithe the person or place where you have received your spiritual nourishment. I like to say, and I personally have witnessed in my own life, abundance flows in is equal to abundance flowing out. This means that it's like a faucet. God is trying to pour in blessings into our life, and he wants to bless us and our households. But we need to show him our commitment to support our spiritual community and staying in alignment with that so that we can help support all of the outreach programs and ministries that Unity of Dallas is providing for the world. So during this unique season, whether you celebrate the life divine within us on your phone, tablet, TV, live stream, or Facebook, we have many opportunities for you to digitally connect. And you can text a number. You can pull out your phone right now, dial this number into your phone, and text the word GIVE. The number is 830-224-2911. You can also go to the mobile app, and under the Give Center graphic, just click that, and that will take you right through. The website of unitydallas.org, there's a donate tab. Click that tab, and that'll give you full instructions. You can go to Facebook. The home page, there's a donate button. And if you're watching this live on Facebook Live page, there's a tab that's called You Can Donate Here. Any of those opportunities are excellent ways. So now, join me together as we say our offertory blessing. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Spirit.
All right, let's hear it for Impending Bloom. You guys are rocking it. Just love it so much. Thank you so much for being here. Oh my gosh, I hope everybody can feel the love. I feel it here, and I can feel it stretching all the way to everybody's individual homes. I really can. And so thank you so much for your wonderful lessons today. And we're going to choose love. We're going to choose love this week in the way that we respond with each other. And we're going to choose love this week in the way we treat ourselves. Don't you think that's a great idea? Okay, so everybody at home and everybody here, stand up. We are going to sing Let There Be Peace on Earth. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God our Creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be our joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Thank you so much. Go in peace. And so it is. Amen.